All right, I am here to help walk you through how to do this wolves and rabbits predator and prey simulation. Now you're going to need both sides of this sheet. This side is going to have the numbers, and this side is going to be the graph that we're going to use. Now this is going to show what can happen when we have the ecological relationship of predator and prey. So reading across the top, it says, in a stable ecosystem, a delicate balance exists between predators and prey. Predators refer to those organisms that need to hunt for food. A prey is an organism that is food for predators. The population size of both organisms are dependent on the size of the other population. This means that a change in the size of one population will affect the size of the other population. In this lab, you will simulate a predator-prey relationship, using wolves as the predator and rabbits as the prey. Over many generations, you should be able to see the relationship between the numbers of predators and the number of prey. Now, this is based on a real-life thing in Yellowstone Park, that for a long time there were no wolves in Yellowstone. And when they reintroduced the wolves in the early 90s, they had to start looking to see what happened. So they were starting to look at prey for every generation. And they looked in this one particular area of the park. And the first time they looked, in that generation, there were 60 rabbits. The next year, there were 56 rabbits. And the next year, 50. Now, we're not exactly sure what caused those numbers to go down. Maybe there wasn't enough food. Maybe it was particularly cold and some of them froze. Maybe it was that the wolves were eating them. We weren't really sure until we started looking at the predator or the wolf numbers. So the first year that they brought the wolves back, there were 8. The next year, there were 11 wolves. The next year, there were 15 wolves. We're going to look and see, why did this number start to go up? Did the wolves or the predators, did they have more food available? Did they reproduce quicker? What was it that caused this number to go up? Now, to do this, we're going to graph it. And we are going to need 2 different colors to make this easier for us to understand. So I am going to use blue to represent my prey, or the rabbits. And I am going to use green to represent the wolves, or the predators. I'm going to use that information from this chart onto this graph. Now, looking at the graph, we have over on this side the rabbit population. And we go from 0 all the way up to 80. Along this, we have the number of generations. On this side, we have the wolf population. Now, I'm going to ignore that for a few minutes because right now I'm only concerned about the rabbit population. So, looking back on my chart, the first year, the first generation, there were 60 rabbits. So I'm going to go to my first year, and I'm going to go up to 60. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now my color for rabbits was blue. I'm even going to write that up here so I don't forget. I'm going to go to the first generation to 60, and I'm going to make a blue dot. Now the second generation on the chart, it said was at 56. So on my graph, I'm going to go to the second generation, and I'm going to go up to 56. So here's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Uh-oh, there's nothing on here that the number is exactly 56. I can see that there's this line that's exactly halfway between 50 and 60. So I can assume that that line is 55. That's halfway between 50 and 60. So I'm going to go a little bit higher than 55. And I'm going to make my dot for 56. Now, we are making a line graph, which means we're going to play connect the dots. So I'm going to get my ruler, and along the way, I'm going to connect my first dot to my second dot. Now, in the third generation, taking care of generation 1, I've taken care of generation 2. In my third generation, we were at 50. So I'm going to go to my third generation and count 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Make my dot and connect the dots. So we can see our line is going steadily down. I'm going to go back and look at my chart again. Ooh, fourth generation. Uh-oh, there was only 31 rabbits in that generation. Something pretty big happened. So I'm going over to 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, and since the, 30. Since the number was 31, I'm not going to go as high as 35. I'm going to go just a little bit above the 30, put my dot, and connect. So you are going to do that. I stopped at generation 4, and you're going to go all the way to generation 20. All of that information is on this chart. Now, once you finish that, we're going to start looking at the predators. This is going to be just a little bit different in the fact that, number one, we're going to use a different color. Remember, I used green, and I'm even going to write wolves in green so I don't forget. And I'm not going to start from this side. This side was all my rabbit population. This side is my wolf population. So, the very first generation of wolves, according to my chart, there was 8. I'm still going to use, down here on the x-axis, 1. But I'm going to count to 8 on this side. Now, if we look, this goes by 4s. 0, 4, 8. Well, there was 8. I am going to follow that line all the way across to my first generation and put a dot. Remember, this is not showing that there was 20 because this is rabbits. Over here, this tells me it was 8. I can't play connect the dots yet because I only have 1 dot on there. In my second generation, there was 11 wolves. So I'm going to go to second generation on my x-axis and up to 11. 0, 4, 8, 12. There's not an exact 11, but I can see this line in between the 8 and the 12, and I know that halfway is 10. So I'm going to go halfway between what would be 10 and 12, all the way over to the second generation, and make my dot. I'm going to connect these. And I'm going to start looking at my next generation. In generation 3 for the predators, there was 15. So on my x-axis, I'm going to go to 3. And over here for wolves, I'm going to find 15. 0, 4, 8, 12, 16. I know that the line in the middle must be 14, so I'm going to go a little bit above that and bring it all the way over to my third generation line. Now I'm not going to be connecting greens and blues because these are showing me 2 different populations. The rabbit population is going down, the wolf population is going up. On my fourth generation for wolves, there was 18. Wow, the wolves are thriving. So I've got on my y-axis, I'm going to 4 for fourth generation, and I'm going to go up to 18 on my y-axis. 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I know that halfway between 16 and 20 is going to be 18. I'm going to bring that all the way over to my 4 line. Now when I connect the dots, Can I cross the line? I sure can. The wolf population is going steadily up. I'm going to do one more. So for the 5th generation of wolves, there was 21. I'm going to go to my 5 and find 21 over here. 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. There's 24, so I know that line must be 22. I'm going to go a little below it and bring it all the way over to 5. Now, we can start to see that as the rabbit population decreases, it looks like the wolf population is going to increase. Your job is to complete all 20 generations of the rabbits and all 20 generations of the wolves. You're going to see if there is a relationship between the predators and prey. What happens when the population of one goes up? Does the other population also go up? Does it go down? Is it unaffected? What happens? And then we're going to start to figure out why we think that happens. You have 5 questions to answer once you have completed your graph. If you have any questions, make sure you're coming to talk to me about it. I can definitely help. Good luck.